All right. And we are back. So you saw both of the comics, Kubert and Hama. Now for the original art. It, to me, is absolutely insane that with all of the randoming that we did, Bing is constantly coming up. To me, that is absolutely mind-boggling, considering I think there's only 5 pieces of his in here. And 3 of the 5 have been hit. But there it is. Now, let's take a look. In the grand scheme, you already have two of them. You can go ahead and make this a really long, awesome piece of art, or you can try to get the other 2 pieces and make it a massive page. You are in a very good position to have a massive piece of Bing art. So, here's number 3. There is a poster. It's not Mondo. This poster is, I believe, the most expensive poster that was available as a Comic-Con exclusive. Carlos, are you a Star Wars fan? Let me dry my hands off. So, you have a choice. This is currently in a tube, but I have a little picture of it that I can show you. The reason I am going to ask you if you want me to undo it after showing you the mini is because if you are to go on eBay and look this up, it is very expensive. And I don't know if you want me to handle it. This is the 2023 SDCC exclusive Star Wars Rebels Hunt for the Fulcrum poster. This is very expensive. This, I believe, is the most expensive poster that came as an exclusive that was available for purchase. Doug got one for himself and said, "This is definitely gonna be one of the crown jewels of this break. I want to show you right now, real quick." Where is it? Oh, I am. I believe this one is the numbered variant, but I cannot remember if it is. Doug would know. Yeah, Doug got one for himself and one for the homies. Where is it? This. This is the poster. Signed by the artist. This right here was limited. I can't remember. Doug knows all the. He has all the answers. These are limited. There you go. Now I can tell you, we purposefully had this one sig up just to verify it actually got signed. What's going on, Dangle? It's upside down only because I'm right-handed. But yes, yours is signed. And let me get back to covering it up. There we go. So that, my friend, is a big deal. Especially now that, spoilers, they're hunting for Thrawn. There you go, man. Congratulations. It looks like they made 200 of them. Excuse me. I am getting word via the interwebs that there are 200. See if I can find a confirmation on that. Come on. All right, here we go. Exclusive. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. I'm almost there. Looks like 200 were signed. There you go. 200. Lee! What's up, man? 8 months! Dangle! Dangle's in a sports mood. Dangle was a little upset that he didn't get number 12 yesterday. So he aimed directly for number 12 today. DC Collects presents Sport Flicks. Art by Jay Sullivan, KP, Paul, and Chris. Dangle, you got 12 of 30. Let's get it! This age is golden. Geese. King Kelly. Whitey. Danza, Haystacks, and Tatum. No numbers. The Flicks des Sport. Cal Ripken Jr., Tony Fernandez, and Scott Fletcher. I heard of that Ripken guy. Lance Parrish. I mean, 12 is always lucky for me. The Minnesota Twinsies. The Los Angeles Doyers. And how about Kirk McCaskill? He's an angel. All right, now for the goodies. Oh, goody goody. It's a Maitland. Now, I'm pretty sure if you've seen the movie, you know the basic main character. But what you don't know is what else is in this box. Congratulations! That's a sticker. Let's see what you got. It's LeBron. LeBron Hamas. Jay Sullivan. Bring in the monsters. Thanks, lady. Who likes Space Jam? Or Space Jam 2 even? It's Monstars. That's true. You got me there, Dangle. You got me there. There you go, man. 12 was the winner. Both. All right. So, I know some of you are watching the game with me. Excuse me. And I know yesterday, according to some people not in the know, um, when I said the Lions were going to beat the Chiefs, everybody dismissed that. I think one person even said blowout, never happening. But that might have been in my text thread, not here. And now, for the time being, it is 7-7 with less than a minute at halftime, KC on the doorstep. I can tell you none of you, other than AJ Detroit, myself, and our dear friend KP, thought it would even be close going into halftime. This is the point I'm making about the Lions. This is the point I'm making. Even if KC scores here, it is still way closer than everyone thinks. And they did. What was it Gray? I don't know. I didn't get to see the number. They are the brand new Lions. And they are exciting. How about a fake punt? How about a fake punt inside your own 20-yard line? That is how much he trusts his defense and how well he knows his defense is going to do it. And KC couldn't even get the extra point off. They had to burn their final timeout. That's awesome. I had mentioned that the wide receivers for KC were young. And they actually mentioned what I mentioned in studio before the game, talking about nobody in the starting receiving core. I think they said had more than 3 years experience. So, my points have been valid. I am interested to see the second half of this game. Excuse me. Now, Goff can throw the ball, so if they get a decent return, there is a Hail Mary chance at the end of this half. Goff does have enough arm to do it. And Amon Ra has the ability to get downfield. So, this sets up to be a really awesome second half. Trying to think what else there is. Let me look at my list. I actually made notes. Yeah, those were my big points that I wanted to rub in people's faces. I digress. Oh, the for those who are catching the Detroit broadcast, one of my favorite commercials is on. It's the Little Caesars commercial with Fitzmagic on it and Kittle. Best commercial out there for football right now. I can also tell that it must be Thursday night football because typically around 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, I usually have about 15 to 19 people chilling. We have a paltry 9 hanging out. So you can tell football season has kicked off. Dangle, do you have any players playing tonight in our league? Well, pull the league up real quick. Take a look to see. Let me see. All right, here we go. Dangles Berries, you got McKinnon. Oh, man. Q probably should have put Rashee Rice in. Just saying, you dodged a bullet with him benching him. Did I see the commercial with Chris Berman? I don't know if it's actually a commercial that I saw. No, that's a 3 minutes to kickoff. That is, every year they do a, as most people know, Chris Berman is a Buffalo Bills fan. He was not born a Bills fan, but he became one. And he is one of the biggest advocates for Buffalo as a city and as a team. Yes, my brother sent me a link to it, and I literally watched it right before I went live, and it got me excited for football. I absolutely love when Chris Berman talks the Bills, and the whole Godfather Mafia thing, splendid. Let me see if I can put a link in chat. Let me see. Whoop. All right. Let me. There you go. For those who want to watch it, I will also toss it in Sports Discord. All right. It is also in the Discord under sports. If you can't click into the chat or cut and paste the chat, I threw it in the Discord as well. It's fun. It's a fun little video. It plays on the Bills Mafia. He uses some of his classic lines and quips, so it is a good watch. I should probably mark it not safe for work because Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are in there, and they're just all that in a bag of chips. I love that he has coined Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox as the DK Bros. I think that is fantastic. He mentions Cook, which I love it. Rick James Cook, because he's a super freak. Yeah, and I can also tell the internet is not happy because it keeps going in the red nonstop today. Excuse me. Excuse me. Mm. Almost. All right. Let me get back into this. All right, so Carlos, Craig, Ice Wolf, Lady, and O'Flaragan. Not to mention KP, he's lurking, he's busy watching. Now that halftime has sprung, KP will start talking. KP, what do you think of the first half so far? Well, maybe he's just actually lurking. Well, that's fine. It's okay. You can lurk. I don't mind. Um. So. One, two, three, four, five. So it is 20-7. I guess I can call first last call already, make this a really short stream, since the NFL has consumed the viewership. Ah, see, there it is. KP, about 5 minutes ago, I told everybody. I said KP is lurking. He's not actually paying attention. He's watching the game. But as soon as halftime comes, we can expect KP in the chat. And I posed at the end right before. I said, "Hey, KP, what do you think of the first half so far? Is it close to what I said it was?" And follow-up question, how nasty is Aiden Hutchinson's spin move? His spin move is ridiculous. What they need to do, I know, I appreciate it, man. What they need to do is they need to have him planned stunt spin inside, and have an LOB red dog from the outside. I would love, because that tackle cannot contain that spin move. They missed it. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. He can't stop his spin move. I think they need to blitz an outside linebacker on the opposite side, and let him possibly have a free run with Aiden gobbling up the tackle. They definitely need to play around him more. It's because he's a beast. He's an absolute beast out there. Without a doubt, man. They talked about how well the Lions were drafting, in the pregame that I was watching. And then during the game, they mentioned how good Pt.2 is, who fell into everybody's laps. What's the score? It is 14-7, KC at the moment. At halftime. I believe KC receives the second half kick. But boy, oh boy, Gibbs looks like the real deal. Every time he touches the ball, it's taking the second tackler to bring him down, because he's making the first one miss. And if he did not slip, that was a touchdown, KP. If he didn't slip, oh boy, that was TD City. He had them dead to rights to that pylon. Yeah, oh, absolutely. They were working it into Laporta. That's what they need to do. They need to not, well, I shouldn't say they need to not be concerned. Campbell is never concerned. I mean, the fake punt inside his own 20 says everything you need to know. He is extremely confident that people are going to be there, that need to be there, to make the plays on defense and offense. So it looks good. It is encouraging already. Yeah. But think about it, man. If you're gonna do it, that was the moment. That was the moment you do it. You do the first punt of the season, inside your own 20. There's no way you're gonna fake it. That is when you fake it. It was great. It was no nonsense football. I love it too. I am a special teams nerd. Nerd. He has some big hanging grapes. Dare I say they are plums? He's got some plums. I am a special teams nerd. That is why our Dynasty League has a kicker. I don't think kickers should be excluded from fantasy football. I agree with no defenses. I was debating on doing an IDL league or IDP league, but I didn't want people to have to concern themselves with defenses so far. I would love a three-player IDP or IDP league where it is 11 people on offense, 3 on defense. That is like honestly my dream dynasty league. But that is like super nerd, and I'd have a tough time finding at least 9 other nerds that would agree with me on that. So I scaled it back for DCD collects and took IDP out of it. For those who don't know what IDP stands for in Dynasty, it's individual defensive player. It's where you can actually draft a defensive lineman, a linebacker, a safety, or a corner, and they get credit for pass deflected, interceptions, fumbles, sacks, tackles. There's a few other small things they can get half credit for. But it's definitely for those who are in depth. Like it, you have to be a super nerd to have a multi IDP league. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm very excited to see what they bring in the second half. I'm sure he is sorry. I'm fixing my shorts are riding. Not that you guys cared. I know everybody can only see me from chest down. They're wondering what I'm doing. I know Campbell's going to go in and be like, "Yeah, this is what we need to fix," cuz he's observant. So, I'm excited for the second half. Well, KP, um there's only a handful of us here. Any projects you're working on? Anything you want us to bring? You want to bring attention to? Oh, not allowed to. Nice. Those are the best ones. I mean, I know of all of the projects that are going on for DCD Collects. Lee says, I'm about to attempt to paint a Death Dealer cover. All right. I gotta ask you, Lee. I'm gonna show my lack of knowledge. Who's Death Dealer? Oh, Frazetta. Never mind. I know. Yeah, no, I know who that is now. As soon as I Googled it and I saw it, I'm like, oh, Frazetta. Yeah, no, I was unaware that was that name. I am familiar. Um, I just didn't realize it was the name. Was Death Dealer. It's iconic, man. Listen, Lee, you're wicked talented, so don't take this the wrong way. But good luck, man. I'm excited to see how it turns out. That is a pretty complex piece. I know you're capable of it, but boy oh boy is that about to take up a whole heck of a lot of your time. And wasn't that piece of art just recently for sale? Didn't that go to auction not too long ago? I want to say that recently went to auction, didn't it? Like in the last 2 years. I love that Molly Hatchet had that on the cover of their album. That's actually pretty fun. Dig it. I know a couple of Frazetta pieces have come up for auction, but usually when his kids want a new car or need to renovate the house. For the Ghost Rider, do we receive one entry for every box purchase? Yes, Craig. Every single box individually is an entry. That is why last month's for the half month was 61 or 62, I believe, um, that we randomed. This is going to be probably a bit more simply because we're giving it the full month. But it is. At the end of the month, what I do is I isolate the month on our website, and then I individually count everybody's purchases by order, come up with a number. Actually, here, let me make sure I can show. Yeah, I can show you this. So that was the individual items purchased for that 2 weeks. And then once I come up with that number, I double check it against the computer's totals for items sold in the month. And if the numbers match, I know I was right. It's about a half hour of my day. Yeah, but that Ghost Rider, that's no joke. That is no joke right there. I am stoked about it. I may convince Mrs. The Breaker to let me buy something so that I can just be in it to win it. And quite frankly, hello, Maddie! How are you doing? Maddie has been peppering my inbox with Star Wars related charcuterie boards. And it just makes me want to eat very thinly sliced meats and torture my body with cheeses. So Maddie is not a football fan. Oh, I do love it. So I understand why Maddie is here and not Steven. Steven is glued to the TV watching Casey and the Lions. Steven is making me watch. Well, thank goodness our dear friend Paul Maitland isn't here, or else it would be painful for you to watch. Shout out to Paul Maitland. Hopefully he's still feeling better. Aiden Hutchinson is so good. What have you missed? You missed the Thrawn poster, the autographed Thrawn poster. Just went the SDCC exclusive, the one that I don't think you and Steven got. I don't know if you were there the day that those were for sale, because I only think they were for sale one, maybe two of the days. I could be wrong. This is where Maddie is turning to Steven and going, did we miss a Thrawn poster? A signed Thrawn poster? How did we not get the Thrawn poster? And Steven turns to her and just goes, I don't know. I'm sorry. Then on top of that, another Bing went. Why? Why do you know us so well? Did we get the Thrawn poster? No. I don't know. It's probably because we hang out all the time. I'll show it to you. Oh, I'm well aware, Craig. I count the boxes. I have to do them individually by order, and then I count the number of items in the order. It's this poster signed by the artist. The title is Hunt for Fulcrum. And they were signed by Sarah Wilkinson. And there's only 200 of them. They were limited to 200. So yeah, you got to meet Sarah. Yeah. Yeah, Sarah did them. They were only 200. So we got two of the 200. One of them went into the run. One of them is in Doug's private stash. It's in his vault. I think Sarah did a ball for us too. Think, or at least we agreed in principle for her doing a ball. I can't remember. I just sent a whole nother. Carlos says, "Hey DC, you'd be happy to know that I purchased a turd on eBay. A signed turd. That is great. I am happy you are buying autographed turds on eBay. And I am glad I can start, or we can start, the trend of turd purchasing on eBay. Carlos. I gotta look now. Hold on. I gotta look. Yeah, there's a few of them. Did you get the gold one? Boy, there's not as many on there as you'd think. Nice. Very nice. Is this? I'm in Discord right now. All right. Caught up. That was the only turd. That was the only turd baby we could get our hands on. So, this year was a lot different than last year when it came to Todd McFarlane. Um, like last year, there were a per person limit. But what they would only do is they would have a set number that they were giving out per day. So let's say what's going on, Detroit? How about them Lions, man? Keeping it close, and I expect them to bring it back around in the fourth quarter. Let's say they decided they were going to release 100 a day. What they would do is they would have him sign 100 of them, and then it was first come, first served, limit one per person. And that was it. Once they were gone for that day. You had to come back the following morning to get them. In addition, they had a bunch that were unsigned that were like, I don't know, like 30 or 40 bucks. And he would only sign them if you got a bracelet, because they were doing bracelets for signatures. So you had to get a bracelet to get him to sign it. So, and then you were limited to, I think, one autograph or two autographs per bracelet. And then you actually had to pay for additional items. So it was not a crazy bountiful autograph session like it was last year. Last year was great. We just walked up and had him sign a bunch of things, talked to him. It was awesome. This year was they tightened the reins up quite a bit. So it wasn't as easy to get the stuff like we were able to get it last year. So there's one turd baby. There is the sketch variant Spawn figure. There is a sketch variant, I think, Superman. I think that's it. We have a couple of signed comic books. I shouldn't have said that. That was a surprise. Never mind. There is no signed Todd McFarlane comic book. That was, I was kidding. There's not actually one on the table next to me. Because that would have been a surprise if there was. And yeah, that's it. I think it's just those three. It is. It is those three. I can tell you, I didn't inventory this entire break. What we did is we just decided to make 23 piles of stuff, make them fairly equal and even, and then threw a piece of art on top of each one of those piles and said, "Yeah, that's it. There's no way we can box this up. There's no way we'd have space. So we're simply going to put them in piles." And there's a pile there, there's a pile there, there's a pile there, there's 20 piles over here, 19 piles over here, and one pile over there. I mean, it is what it is. So we are I don't have everything inventoried. I know at one point, like the first day we inventoried everything, and then we switched a bunch of the piles around because they were unbalanced. I don't know. Well, I know KP's gone. The game is back on. Yeah, man, Kelsey looks like he's having a hard time staying awake. They keep panning him on the sideline. He's just looking sleepy. Lions TD, baby. There you go. A big old pick six. Mr. Mr. Mahomes had a ball tipped and touchdown Lions. Is that Branch? It is Branch. Oh, should have caught that. That's the receiver's fault. That is the receiver's fault right there. Who's 19? Is that Scanling? Obviously, I'm watching it on mute. And I'm just got happy watching football. Tony. Oh, it's off of Tony's hands. That's not a good look for Tony. Yeah, listen, I'm not surprised by any of this. I said this. The Lions are way better than everyone thinks. And you know what? Tomorrow, I have a feeling people are going to be coming in here eating crow with their tails tucked between their legs, saying, DC, we doubted you. We're sorry. And then there's other people like Dangle, who's going to walk in and go, DC, I put money on the Lions because you passionately told me that the Lions were going to win. So Dangle's going to be like, I won money because of your amazing underdog advice. To which I will say, you're welcome, Dangle. You're welcome. Defense is stout. Defense is stout. I said, man, yesterday. That's what I'm saying. Tie game, third quarter. Nobody. What was the point spread on this game? Where my D-gens at? Was it negative 4.5? Negative 6.5? It was negative 6.5 Monday. It fell to negative 4.5 yesterday. It fell. The prop was it fell to 4.5 yesterday. It was 6.5. It fell to 4.5. Which exactly. Paul says today is DC narrating the hand egg. What's a hand egg? Good old hand egg? What's up, Sapporos? I love you, Paul. Hey, Paul. No, seriously, sincerely, I hope you're feeling better, bud. I last time I got COVID, we think 3 times. I got pneumonia from it. It was brutal. So I hope yours is okay. Oh, you got in last week? Nice. Yeah, plus 6.5. I like that. I mean, I have them as a straight up win, so better than day one. Still sucks. Yeah, yeah. Paul got COVID at Dragon Con. Yeah, this is Paul's first ever case of COVID, which in no way says anything about how many friends he has. But it coincidentally happens to be the first time he ever had COVID. I should not make fun of somebody that is as sick as Paul Maitland. I should not make fun of somebody that is sick like Paul Maitland. I mean, Paul Maitland's also unwell, but I shouldn't make fun of him because he's sick. Know a guy that has had it confirmed 3 different times. After that, he hasn't even bothered to get tested. I had Delta. Delta is what gave me pneumonia. I had Omicron, and that one wasn't so bad. The first one was just the OG Alpha. Yeah, Paul's sick, but this time he's actually unwell. You should not make fun of Paul. I have it on my calendar. Paul says, "Oh, roast away. I won't feel it with this fever." Paul, I'm not gonna fall for that one. Not today. Could you taste the rum raisin? Oh, I hope so. I never, in the 3 times I had it, I never fully lost sense of taste. I had diminished taste, but I already have a pretty poor sense of taste anyway. So I really couldn't tell the difference. My brother had it so bad that he could taste nothing for 3 weeks. Nothing. He literally said I could eat a raw spoiled egg and would not even know. Oh, goodness. My British mules brought over a bummer batch of chocolate. so, so Paul, 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 that's exactly for writing its lip. Paul, this is so good. Paul said, I can't get the words out. We know Paul loves to have his large 6'4" male friend come over from England, and and traditionally, in prison, not that I would know, but I know. In prison, the mule would typically have an orifice of their body that they would stick the contraband in. And for it to be fudge and an absolute bummer from your mule in England, who's a large man, Paul, I love everything about that notion. When is there corn in a Snickers bar? Since today. The old prison wallet fudge. That is it. That is it. Oh, I love it. Whew. Oh, that was good. That was good. I got warm. I laughed myself up about 3 degrees. Oh, we're just talking about, um, uh, talking about Paul's 6'4" male smuggling mule, providing him with bum chocolate while he's sick. That is exactly what we're talking about. Um, that's what you're missing, Dangle. I see. Paul's like, see, even though I'm at a low point, I can still get DC. Paul, that is true, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm so low that it is a low hanging fruit. That is, I am the living epitome of that. Um, somebody just tweeted out something hilarious. That last interception. If only he reached for the sky more. Ha ha! That's funny. Low hanging front is on the opposite side of the bum chocolate, by the way. The low hanging, another Freudian slip by Paul Maitland talking about a low hanging front. At this point, it just writes itself. Oh, I love it. Yeah, they're still called tweets, Dangle, because he's gonna lose his lawsuit. He actually can't use the name X. His dear friend Mark Zuckerberg owns the rights to the name X as digital content. So as soon as he decides, he can sue Musk and he'll win. Because he had trademarked X a while ago for the digital use of digital name and content. So it's all Zuckerberg has to do is get tired of Elon Musk being a D-bag and go, yeah, you know what, take it down. I own it. Need about 100 more yards and another TD from Goff. Yeah, I got Goff in I got Goff in that league. Speaking of I just got an order. Can you not type, or is Freud just winning your subconscious? Ooh, I like this. Let's get to this. It's actually bringing us pretty close to a wrap on this product, too. In honor of Patrick Mahomes, 15 happens to be the next one. Paul and technology get along like tuna and eggnog. Watching Paul Maitland type on a keyboard is like watching a Klingon knit. All right, Craig. Craig has a space spectacular featuring a sealed box of 2023 Star Wars Sig Series by Topps and an original piece of Lee Cozy art. All right, Craig, let's do it. We start with the Sig. And it is numbered out of 50. 46 out of 50. You gotta love it. It's Lovey. Lovey, played by Lily Cole. So there you go, your very own Lily Cole auto. And then hello there. That is a trooper. San Diego Star Wars Society. Yeah, Last Jedi. All right, so which variant of trooper is that? Is that a snow trooper? One of my fellow nerds knows this answer. First Order Snow Trooper. I thought it was Snow Trooper. If I'm not mistaken, he got the inspiration for the mask from the Inuit um, snow glasses. The Inuit people would wear shell or bone glasses that had a thin line slit through them, and that would only put in enough light to allow them to see to prevent snow blindness. And I think I read somewhere that's where he got the inspiration for the helmet. It was actually from the Inuit goggles. Because it's kind of my job to know dumb stuff like that. Snow Trooper, right? Because of the small slit? Like the Inuits? Yes, no, okay, I was right. I was right. Excuse me. That's what I thought. Boy, you know Patrick felt that one. All right, I'll have one more. All right, so I called first last call about 40 minutes ago. Let's go ahead and do final last call now. Final last call. We have seven more of the Space Spectacular. Sportflix is almost halfway there. With Dangle grabbing 2, he is a lock for the Grogu Ice Pack. We've Got You Covered is getting pulled tomorrow. I don't know if it's getting pulled permanently or if we're just putting it on pause when we release Zeo. We haven't discussed it. Unconventional, about a quarter of the way there. Robots is halfway done. Turtles is almost halfway there. And Team Ups still sitting. Though I don't know why. Still good stuff in Team Ups. We have a little Elven project that is coming up. And I don't mean Elven as in Legolas. I mean Elven as in Elvin Hernandez. And this little tiny project he's doing is just a fun. It's just fun. That's what it is. It's a little mini spotlight, you could say. The Freudian phrasing tonight is off the charts. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but I mean, when you live in your id and cater to your super ego, where else would you be but Freud? Going for team ups next week? It is a good product. There's a mountain of hits left in it still. In addition to that one right there, there's that hit. There's that hit. There's that hit. There's that hit, which we all know our dear friend Carlos wants. And there's that hit, which is a twofer. Legolas should be a project of his own. It's all Legolas, and then one Katy Perry done by Paul Maitland. All right, love you, bye. See ya. A what now? Oh, oh. Hey now. No, I said we're gonna do it all Legolas, except for Paul Maitland's gonna do a Katy Perry. We'll let you to decide her pose and what she's wearing. Of course, with Paul, it's if she's wearing. The She-Hulk lifting Wait. I know why. Did you show them the variant that had the torn jumpsuit on it? Or maybe that's my headcanon. Paul, I gotta send you. I gotta see if I can find this. I have to send you something. Let me see if I still have it. All right, here I got it. Hold on. Paul, I'm sending you something privately in Discord. Borat thong Steve Rogers polishing his shield. All right, Paul, if you go into Discord, I have sent you a private message. You cannot share this with anybody, but you'll enjoy it. It's from a famous artist. All right, here we go. So if Steve Rogers is wearing the Borat swimsuit, reminds you of a scene from a movie, what is Hawkeye wearing? Is Hawkeye just wearing an eye patch, but not on his head? Does he go full tribal and wear just a loincloth? You know what? I need to walk back that statement. I don't need to get Paul's fever brain going because in his fevered state, that could be dangerous. Austin Powers' well placed quiver. Yeah, yes. There it is. A well placed quiver. I like touche. I like that. I forgot all about those scenes. Those were great. They did a heck of a job with those. That was actually pretty funny stuff. For those who don't know, those Austin Power scenes where they would cover the nudity with stuff in the foreground is actually a BBC staple from like 45, 50 years ago. The BBC would always subvert. I mean, first of all, BBC had nudity because almost every modern society let me try that word again. almost every modern society outside of the United States has some form of nudity on television. As a matter of fact, as somebody who's lived abroad for quite a few years, America has some of the most restrictive television that you could possibly watch. I mean, outside of the Taliban and Muslim countries and stuff like that. The US actually is very restrictive on what they put on television. Australia, UK, Canada, not so much. So the BBC and a lot of old shows, when they would try to cover nudity for humor, as opposed to just showing it. I mean, you could watch almost any masterpiece theater original production from the BBC, and there's going to be boobs in it, or at least a butt. But when they were trying to be cheeky and hide it, no pun intended, that foreground placement of items was actually very commonplace. Google the British TV show Eurotrash. I I'm fairly certain I know exactly what this is. Yes. Yep. Rapido. Yeah, I mean they have, what is it? Is it page 3, girls? No, no, no. I put it into Wiki, Paul. I remember. I've seen that. I can't remember is it the Sun? Is it page 3 or page 6? In print media in England, in the regular newspaper, there is a page of nudity. It's just there. And the girls that would be on there, literally the newspaper, page 3. Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. So there was, you could literally pick up a copy of the Sun. Page 3 was boobs. Again, American media and the rest of the world's media, two different things. Daily Star could be doing it. You could pick up the Sun. You could go spend your 35 cents for a or 35 pence or 50p for your copy of the Sun, and boobies. So they became known as page 3 girls, and that is kind of like our model, like Maxim, but nudity. Page 3 girls actually became famous in England, and they would do commercials and they would be hired for all sorts of things. So it was a badge of honor to be a page 3 girl. Benny Hill was very good at doing that as well. That is correct. But yeah, again, the best the best advice I can give anybody, if you want to take a good hard look at American policy, go live somewhere else for 6 months and you'll see. And I'm not knocking the United States. I live here, right? I fought for the country. My friends have died for us to be here. But you will see that there is a vast difference in how the rest of the world operates. And we are pretty restricted on what we're allowed to say and do in comparison to other countries. There was an outcry one year, and rightly so, when the Mirror pulled a page 3 stunt. Are you, I want to say, okay, I think I might know what you're talking about. Are you talking about when they decided to put a man on page 3? Somewhere in the back of my nugget, I remember something about an uproar because either there was a man on page 3 or there was something. For some reason, I have that it was a dude, but I could be wrong. It's entirely possible that I'm wrong. I'm Googling it real quick. 15. Oh, God, no. Yeah, Paul, that's insane and disgusting. In the 40-year history of the Telegraph, there has never been a man. So, yeah, I was wrong. But they did have page 7, fellas. Okay. Yes. Page 7, fellas. Yes. See, I knew, again, not that I have to prove I lived over there. But yes, I did recall somebody referencing that uproar. I did not know about the 15-year-old girl. That's despicable. But yes, I remember something about dudes, and it was page 3 ladies, page 7 men. Got it. He's like, you beat me by 1 second. Hey, listen, I can tell people I've been everywhere, but it's moments like this that I can pull things from way back in my memory that prove I was actually there. I've been around. I have been around. All right, folks. Well, it is 7:45, which means it's also 10:45. If there are no further orders, we are going to call this a night. And it looks like there's no further orders. So, with that said, give shout outs to my peeps. Shout out to Lee Cozy. Shout out to Paul, KP. Shout out to Carlos, A-OK. Ice Wolf, you should be sleeping. Lady, Lurks, Sapulros, and William. Shout out to all of you. Love you all. And as a matter of fact, I love each and every one of you. Please take care of yourselves and each other so we can do this again tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a fun day. We're going to talk about that Lions win that is about to happen. And we are going to talk about the weekend football to come. I plan on boring all of you with at least a half hour worth of talk about Dynasty and football, as well as opening all the products you want to see. So with that said, like a fat kid in dodgeball, I'm out.